2021?
Yeah.
Is it
The year
I don't even know anymore what year it is.
The year of the 20s are just
I
going to be
lost track in 2019.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for wishing that one a happy birthday. My mom's here. She actually helped milk this morning, but she got the carpal tunnel. Y'all ever heard that song, Feed Jake? It's about a dude and his dog, and if he doesn't wake up the next day, he just wants somebody to feed his dog. And we were joking last night, I just need somebody to milk Daisy. Like, Jen knows, but like no one else really knows how to do the process. Jen a little. So my mom tried, but she got the carpal tunnel. That ain't gonna happen.
Kim Couch knows.
Kim Couch.
Yes. We call Kim.
Huh?
It's a legit thing. I've got carpal tunnel.
It might be a legit thing, but who's gonna milk Daisy?
I feel
For like half a second.
oh, but I can do it.
I'm just kidding. So these two are getting the last little pin feathers off our turkey.
It's really hard, but it's also kind of satisfying. It's like Dr. Pimple Popper.
So as we mentioned in the last video, one of them hurt its leg really bad. Actually, it looks like it broke it up in the hip because you can physically tell. Once you start to clean it. Okay, she's not liking the details. But anyways, we're gonna have that turkey for this birthday celebration. Now, you might be like, well, don't you have a plucker? Yes, we do have a plucker. The Yardbird is an expensive plucker, like don't get me wrong, but it's not like up there. There's many more that are much more expensive that handle turkeys better. The one we have is really good for chickens, not great for turkeys. They get stuck in there and it's just not big enough to really get a turkey around. So that means a lot of the feathers stay on and you gotta hand do them, which can be tedious because you don't realize how many feathers are on them bad boys until you start hand plucking. Good job, babe.
There, so it has everything.
Good job, Grandma Karen.
Thank you.
Did you throw up?
No.
Almost.
Close.
Close. Ray Ray. Oh, everybody, she lost a tooth. I don't think we've told anybody. Lost her first tooth. That was exciting, wasn't it? All right, it's time to, wow. It's time to cut up this beautiful turkey. That's ours. That is homegrown taters and homegrown peppers. And then a neighbor gave us some corn. So this is a farm to table dinner for Grandma Karen's birthday party. What is happening, y'all? So we had an awesome weekend with Grandma Karen and celebrating her birthday. It was a lot of fun. Everyone is now back home, and I think everyone is again under the weather. Like it's insane, but it is what it is. But we got to keep powering on, keep moving forward, and now starts a big productive week. What's up, Mama? Not feeling good?
No. Again.
So, I mean, just to touch on it because you hear it in our voices, primarily her. I went like 14 days from my birthday on of something. And it's still kind of here, but I'm fine now. Well, yesterday she wakes up and it's back again. Whatever.
It's all over.
Yeah, whatever it's going on. There's a lot of playing parts in that. I know it seems like we're like always sick.
We're not.
But we're not.
This has been a bad summer for sickness.
It has.
It's not usually this bad. I mean, we do a lot of preventative stuff, and we are very healthy. I mean, we really take care of our health, and we grow the herbs that we need to. We make tinctures. We are, and generally, very healthy people. But for some reason, this year has just been bad.
Yeah, and we think a lot of it has to do with the move.
Yeah.
This is the first spring and summer that we have had at this house, so that brings a lot of new allergies, I guess is the best way to say it, and sinuses that come from it. So we've been doing the stuff like eating local honey to help our bodies get adjusted. That what you're hearing, we'll talk about in just a minute. But we're trying to do all the steps, but I think our bodies needed to go through this first round of summer and new pollen to get adjusted, which of course we probably did get some kind of summer colds in the mix of that too. That then goes into some respiratory congestion and all that stuff. But I would say this whole summer we haven't been better than 75%.
No.
Like starting,
counting like the ankle and then the tooth. And I know it may sound stupid, but I think elevation also has a lot to do with it. When we came from our old house, we were at 500 foot above sea level. and now we're a little bit over 1,000, and it really is a big change. I think it had a lot to do with my tooth that went bad. I think it puts you off balance, and I think it just causes some stuff that you're not used to and that you have to adjust to. So I don't know, that might be crazy, but
no, it's not crazy. And it, obviously this is
I know a lot of people, when they have came to visit us, they've said that they did not feel their greatest while they were here. Like they felt dizzy or whatever, because they were trying to adjust to the elevation. Yeah,
and I'm not saying we're anything like Denver, Colorado height, but people like football players. Some football players can't even play football there because the elevation's so high, because it messes with their heart that can't work with it.
And it's very wet here.
Yeah,
which is a good thing.
It's a good thing. That's one of the reasons why we moved here.
It makes it the most beautiful place on earth, but it does stay wet. We have a lot of fog. We have a lot of dew. It's where we came from was so dry compared to this.
Yeah, you'd be kicking dust up.
Yeah.
Here it's green, and it's green everywhere, which is also a beautiful thing. We're giving you these details to say, hey, we're not always sick. It's just been kind of a messed up summer, getting adjusted to it all. But that has not slowed us down. As you all know throughout our videos, we are pumping right along, being productive. And let's go ahead and explain what all those noises are in the background. So that is everyone that signed up for our email list, getting their pre-order in for the Comfrey and Calendula salve, because it is live right now. So if you weren't on the email list, they are still available, so you can go get it. Now we have to have I need you all to look at me. Heart to heart, and hear the words that are coming.
Come to Jesus moment.
Yeah, hear the words that are coming out of my mouth here, because we want to be precise so you all know what to expect with this order. It's different than before. Previously, we made the stock, we housed the stock, we offered it on Etsy. You bought it in 2 days. It hit your driveway and in your mailbox. That is not the case here.
No.
This is a pre-order, and the reason we're going pre-order is because you're waiting the same amount of time, but you already get your reserve in. So instead of having to go to our store and seeing it out of stock all the time and just trying to be a keyboard, fast person to get it before everyone else does, this gives you the opportunity to buy it. So now you have it and it's waiting. The difference is we have to process it.
Yes.
So we don't have the salves right now in a tin, labeled and ready to throw in the shipping.
Which we usually would.
Yes. They're in process of being made, and we've stepped up the game, but this allows you the opportunity to get it. So when you're making these orders, it will not be there in 2 days or 3, 4 compared on the mailing. It is a 4-week processing time. It is stated very clearly within the Etsy, but I know sometimes that gets overlooked and people just buy it. So this video is to let you all know there's a 4-week processing time from when you complete your order. I'm not sure how Etsy will do it. I have a feeling they're probably going to process your funds. Now, that doesn't lock you in. If you need to cancel, you can cancel and you will get refunded your money if it does get taken. All that holds in Etsy, so it's not like we don't get it until we send it out. So you're safe there. But I wanted to be clear. 4-week processing time.
Yes, and this allows people to get it, like he said, not have to fight over it. A lot of you have suggested it. We just had to figure out the logistics. We didn't know how all that worked.
It's nerve-wracking.
And we
it's
were
scary.
scared to change, but I think it's going to go really well. It's not like this big Black Friday thing where people are rushing and trampling people to get there.
Right.
So we'll see how it goes. But 4 weeks.
And so we do still have a limited quantity on there, but we normally offer about 180.
Yeah.
We're up to close to 1,000 salves that are being offered basically for this month. So you should definitely have the opportunity to get it. And we thank you all so much for buying Jen's awesome products. 4-week processing time, and you can cancel if need be.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Okay. It is time to talk school. So.
And while we're in the floor.
And while we're in the floor.
For this whole video.
You're going to get to see one thing. So I'm going to let you lead on what was going to happen.
Yeah, so we moved here because it's a small town. There's a lot of reasons. So that was one of the main ones. And their schools were really good. So we had talked, and Raylan mostly had begged to go to public school. So at first we told her no, we homeschool, whatever. And then we thought about it, and we were like, well, the schools are really good here, so let's at least go tour them.
Well, and we had always said every year we'd reassess and discuss with the kids and make the best decision for everyone. It wasn't this is your life the whole school year.
So the first one we toured was actually a private school, which was perfect, and I really wanted the kids to get in. Unfortunately, we were just a little bit too late, and there was not enough space for them.
It's smaller than what you would think of private schools
Yeah.
are.
So then we were like, well, let's explore the public schools. Let's check them out. So we did. We went and toured them. Was so pleased with how they were, just so different than where we came from. And we were like, okay, the kids want to do this. Let's do it. And
and we should mention it's school choice here. So
Yes.
like we weren't set or like this is the public school you would have to go to.
Yeah. So we decided to go for it. We didn't tell you all. We didn't really tell anyone besides our closest family. But a few weeks ago, they were there for a week and a half. It was like a summer school reading program and a kinder boost for Raylan just to get her ready. And they really, really enjoyed it. And it freed up a lot of my time as well, which was really cool. And I knew that they were safe. The class in the school is so much smaller than what you would expect a public school to be like. It's basically like a private school.
Yeah, almost single digits in classrooms.
Yeah, so they loved that. And then they had 3 weeks off before school was going to start. And unfortunately, in those 3 weeks, we had planned for them to go. And then up until really a few days ago, they started changing some rules. All the schools basically have here at the last minute, and putting some stuff into place that we just don't agree with. And it is a whole lot better here. There's nothing that's required. However, there's like quarantine policies and stuff like that we're just not going to be a part of. So it was really hard to tell the kids that, especially Raylan. She was pretty devastated. And it really changes a lot with us having to go back to the original plan of homeschooling, but it's also okay. We're going to have a wonderful year. The kids are going to have a blast. My mom, Grammy Karen, is going to help me, and I think it's going to be good. I'm still going to have time to be able to do the things and, do the store, because obviously they can come down there with me or whatever. And yeah, it was hard. It was hard for Raylan, it was hard for Wyatt, and it was really hard for me to face the fact that we were going back to square one, but it's okay.
Yeah, and we never get political whatsoever.
Yeah.
We just want you to be happy here. We don't want you to see what you see on the TV because this is the escape from it. So that being said, we don't need it down in the comments on this or that and this on our decisions with that. Personally, it's ours.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to even argue about.
It's just
if you don't like someone's policies, you don't have to participate. So that's what we're doing.
And for us, we're fortunate enough to be able to do homeschooling, and for us this year, that's again the right decision.
Yeah.
And so that's what we'll be doing. And next summer we'll reassess again.
Yeah.
Hopefully things maybe have calmed down and kids can be kids a little bit more, and we don't have to worry about all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Buddy. Go ahead.
And thankfully, we are veterans at this. So, what I'm doing is just going through some curriculums and some books and trying to get some stuff together. And we've got some homeschool stuff that we're going to set up and make a little area upstairs. And yeah, it's going to be a really good year. I'm excited about it. It's not what the original plan was, but that's okay.
That's okay.
You roll with the punches.
Being agile.
Homesteading and farming and 2021?
Yeah.
Is it
The year
I don't even know anymore what year it is.
The year of the 20s are just
I
going to
lost track in 2019. It's all been a blur.
Been a blur. What'd you do?
I threw up.
Oh, good. We're barely getting by here, y'all. Laughing through it. We're fine. Everything's fine. So that being said, I know one of the top questions that Jen gets throughout Messenger is what curriculum do we use for homeschool?
Yeah.
So we have been using Abeka.
And we are still using a little bit.
Kind of, but we're not officially enrolled with Abeka this year.
And we're not like official curriculum people.
Yeah, so let me give a little background there. So the reason we chose Abeka is because it's accredited, and me not being completely convinced with homeschool at first, that was big for me. I really wanted that. However, the only thing with Abeka is it actually turned into more of school, like going to school.
It was just like going to school, and then it was like, why are we?
Right, because it's
like,
we had the videos, and so we would sit them down in front of the TV, and they would watch a teacher, and like the kindergarten and preschools and stuff. That's not bad. That's a short amount of time being on a screen watching a video. Then you can do more hands-on stuff. Wyatt's got to. I mean, it was full day. Like he was working longer than I was on that computer, and that kind of defeats the homeschool purpose. Like we do not want that much screen time for them, and he's just being taught by a teacher virtually, basically. So this year we are still using a lot of the booklets
yeah.
that Abeka has. We're just taking up the video.
We love what Abeka is and what it stands for, and I love their books and stuff, just minus the videos, which you don't have to do. That's totally optional.
And a lot of private schools use Abeka curriculum too, like they're actually in there.
So yeah, we're just using a mix of that and some homemade stuff and some games and stuff that we've picked up along the way, and we're just gonna give it a go. Wyatt's main focus this year is learning multiplication and division. I know that's,
He's second grade.
Yeah, which he's 8, and I know that feels like a lot for him, but he is a really, really smart kid. He is proficient at reading and writing and all that stuff. So
he has excelled in homeschooling. It's been pretty amazing. So yeah, and also writing like a book reports, and then being able to edit stuff and different things like that. So he's got a big task at hand.
And learning to cook. He wants to learn to cook, which we've been working on. And Raylan is getting her mainly to read and getting started on math. So.
Yes. Her big one is reading for sure. She's starting to, she's growing quickly in the other areas.
5, so she's not at all near being behind.
Oh no, she can read more.
Wyatt could read at 6, so we're like starting to feel the pressure a little.
Wyatt set the standard real high.
Yeah,
because he was real good. And we know the difference. We're making sure that we teach them differently. But Raylan will get there. They have a big task at hand, but I have all faith in them and you and Grammy Karen.
Yeah, so we're gonna work on getting that together and then set up the homeschool area, and then we'll be good to go. Hopefully starting Wednesday.
Hopefully, as long as everybody feels good.
Yeah.
Ray, are you excited for homeschool?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't have to watch the YouTube all day. Get that hand away.
So for real, one thing that's actually a big deal for Raylan and us being able to do this homeschool is she's still very active in cheerleading. That is a very big time consumer for her and very good physical activity. Us making sure that we're staying safe homeschooling will almost guarantee, much more likelihood that her cheerleading will continue on. Not have to worry about quarantine phases, different stuff like that. So even though that part's out, it does benefit cheerleading because there is absolutely no doubt that school is going to have positive tests, and that was going to require like multiple day quarantines just because they were in the same school. So this allows her to continue to do cheerleading, which is exciting, isn't it? Yeah. All right, now outside we go. Y'all don't be too harsh on the hair. I was supposed to get a haircut yesterday, but Jen falling under the weather. The fluffiness gets to continue for a couple days till she gets on her feet and doesn't mind cutting hair. So I know we mentioned some stuff, but I wanted to get into a few more details about the garden and the store area. So first off, the parking lot, I gotta get this mound of dirt out of here and get it flattened out. But we are gonna make all of this parking lot area. So our cars won't be here. This will be a way to be able to park in. We're gonna park up and then have just much more of a parking access, and it's close to the garden in different areas. And then if you swing around with me real quick, right here where the old potato patch was, that is going to become a pretty flower area. Think how Baker Creek does their tulip boxes, something similar to that. We're gonna have a really pretty area because right there is where the store is gonna be. So we'll have a walking path that is, wheelchair accessible to get down there to that spot. And we're thinking pretty trellises all the way down. They can fill it up. Obviously that'll be seasonal. But that's going to be this area. So we're going to have a store. We're going to have a garden flower area. Really, Ellie? Right there, huh? You're just right there in the shot. You're usually behind me when we get that. But thank you. Everyone that's watching this, really appreciate you doing that. Like what? What? Right there. She does it every time. Every video, she's somewhere behind me normally getting that done. All right, so we have all of that. Now, what's the biggest change is this garden will not be here next year whatsoever because it's going to be cow pasture. Now, we had a great season over here. The one thing that we've realized the most, it's not ground ready. The soil, it needs more nutrients to be garden ready, which we could add ourselves, or we could give the cows more pasture to rotate in, let them do their business on it, keep rotating them a few seasons in this area, and then like 4 or 5 years down the road, we can then turn this back into garden. But for now, it's gonna be more access to them because we need to have, we always knew we did, we were just setting this up first, but we need to have movable pastures for them to get in. So everything behind me, all the pumpkin patch area down here is all gonna be a secondary pasture for the cows, We do have other pastures that we're going to build as well, but that's the first one that needs to come soon. The cows have been doing great. Hi, Daisy. Oh, is she talking to me? They've been doing great. We've been milking every single day. I absolutely love those daggone animals. Soon we'll have a whole video just about a dairy cow and all the ins and outs of it and whys. You should do that if you've been thinking about it. But huge change. No garden here next year. So where's it going? So as we start approaching the other side, you're gonna notice Jen's kitchen garden right by the house. This kitchen garden is going nuts still. Now we do have some things going down, like the ground cherries over there. They have went down. So that's gonna be the first bed we pull out to start doing some fall crops, which that one may just be lettuce. We may do some lettuces and then some kale where some of the calendula is. But I haven't fully decided. We'll have to let Jen decide because it is officially her garden. But this birdhouse gourd, the pole beans, the loofah, and the tomatoes and peppers are still doing amazing. And you can see these guys. There's birdhouses everywhere up in here. So that leaves, well, this is our blueberry bushes and cherry bushes. You walk straight through this gate and welcome to 2022's garden area. It's all gonna be over here where our apple trees are. Now, yes, you see puppies. Hazina, Hazina. So what we're gonna be doing is we're going to be shooting off the house over here and going straight across to that fence, and all of this will be garden. The dogs will still have a huge backyard over here for them to be in, but this is all gonna be raised garden bed, in-ground gardening, orchard, and all that fun stuff. It's gonna be, I think I guesstimated to where that could be 2,000 to 3,000 or 4,000 square foot of gardening, depending on exactly how we do it. So the layout is TBD and for coming, but this is going to be where you're going to see us gardening next year. And that just expresses the importance when you're moving to somewhere to not go throwing raised beds everywhere if you're not sure. Because if we would have spent all the money, all the time to make that raised garden bed area, that would have been fine, but we would have lost that option as a pasture. And then actually just bringing the nutrients up in that actual ground and making it better. So always make sure that you're not doing permanent structures if you're not 100% certain where it's going, especially on your first year that you're living somewhere. So I'm thankful that's what we did because I really like this spot over here. The one thing that's big about a garden is the closer it is to your home, the better it's gonna be for you to get to and maintain. So way over there made it a lot harder to maintain just because of the straight distance. We weren't coming outside seeing the up close and personal every time, unlike where it's going. It'll be right there on us. We'll be able to access it easier. I can make Jen like a pretty gate since we've already got basically everything fenced off, which is a huge plus. So yeah, it's all really good things. And so that's where 2022 garden will be. So this video was jam-packed with a little bit of everything. Key factors for you to remember is 4-week processing time, but go get your calendula and comfrey right now. Say a little prayer that everybody gets over this little gunk that we got going on. That cool weather's coming. It'll clear up once all that's gone. But we're just continuing to adjust and getting used to this weather, or used to this climate and where we are. But other than that, I hope everybody's school years are starting if you have children that are going in that. If you're homeschooled like us, good luck. Y'all are all-stars. Have a great school year. And other than that, y'all, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to down below. We love you. Bye.